because God is seeing what they are going through. Pray when you are at your house. Ask God to give you strength to have idea of how to undertake the problems that Kenyans are suffering or they are facing. But you can't be transporting people from all corners of the country, those who are able to climb and get in a bus, when we have got others who cannot get out of the bed because of hunger, those who cannot even voice out their problem because of hunger, those who have lost everything because of the drought we have in the country. And you can't sit down with your cabinet, talk about how the plans can go so that we can rescue people's life. That is my first question of how can he be so busy running back and forth, arranging something that is really something that can be done in a different days, as we have been used to. Kenyans know that Sunday is our day going to church, and that is what we are used to. And that is the day that this guy would be planning to go for prayers, so that these other days he has got time to rescue the people of Kenya who are suffering and dying because of hunger. What is this that has come in Kenya that we are very fascinated more than other times, as if we didn't know how Christianity is done, as if Kenya is new with Christianity? God has given us all what it takes: thinking and planning. And while you are doing all this, you are putting God there to help you succeed. And that is the way we should go. We have been taken for a ride for a long time by these men, and we are still listening to him. And I hope wherever he is seeing us, how we are very desperate because of our Kenya, the way it is being ruined by him. So my point is, let's not look confused when we come here, because the argument today has been only about Christianity. Christianity has been in Kenya. And people who are Christians, they are Christians. Those who are atheists, they are atheists. Those who are Muslim, they are Muslims. Nobody is going to change them. And Kenya remains under God's favor. But the question is, what has it been new in Kenya that has made now that every time and then there will be prayers, or every time prayers, and people are dying? Or does it help? It is not changing anything, because this person who is using these prayers, it's not that he is serious. We can see that. But God in heaven, help Kenyans, because the suffering has not stopped, and it's not going to be stopped by this leader. It's only God who will favor us and feel about and give us his mercy, so that we can live in our beloved country with no fear. And all these problems will be overtaken by God and the right person who we know that can be trusted with Kenyans' lives. I'll stop there, but let's not be confused of what this man is doing. And Ruto must go. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenyan. Vicky, it's your turn.
Thank you, Stone PK. Do you hear me? Thank you. I've been listening to this show since it started. Yeah, I'm asking, do you hear me? Thank you. I was just saying that I've been listening to this show since it's begun. I think I have a problem because I'm hearing myself. I'm hearing my echo.
What you need to do, you must have, you switch off what you are watching earlier and leave what you are on now. You must have opened, you've logged in twice.
Okay, so let me switch off and then I'll come back, please. Thank you.
Okay. Kenyan with love disappeared into the woods. Unknown script amerudi. Unknown script, you had a lot to say. Can you tell us? Unknown script. Unknown script, what has happened? Alex Media. Off. Okay.
They keep on disappearing one by one.
I think maybe wameshikwa na roho ya Ruto, sijui. I hear there's somebody here.
Yeah, Stone PK, Paul. I mean, I don't know. These attacks are becoming daily one. So I think what I saw today was one of the most mendacious person I've ever seen in my life. And a good friend of mine once told me, because I asked him, I confronted him, I asked him, you people started the Hustler Nation. And it's like you're in a cult. Oh, shit. Yeah, it's like they're in a cult. The police was coming through here. It's like they're in a cult. And whatever they do is that let me talk back. There is an ambulance coming here.
Okay, Vicky is your chance. Hope you have corrected your system. Vicky.
Yeah. Hello, you hear me? Yeah, I'm still hearing. I was still hearing Lex twice. I don't know what's the problem.
You can go on now. You can go on, Vicky.
Okay. Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Earlier on, I was saying that I have been listening to this show since it began today. I will continue, although I'm still seeing that I'm still hearing that delayed response. But what I wanted to say is this: I listened to Lala and Unknown Scripts discussion, and I was in the comment section. It's, it's really annoying. Maybe
How about now? Try now.
let me try to log in with my phone and see if it will make any difference, please, because I don't want to put it to myself.
That's okay. That's okay. All
But
right,
I'm still
Pogon.
listening to myself after I've talked for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. What I was trying to say is this: let us make this debate very simple. Let us let us not allow Ruto or UDA team to set the agenda of our discussion, because as I see it now, it seems like we, our topics are dictated with what UDA are doing. For example, Ruto knows very well he wants to apply the diversions. He wants to distract Kenyans from what happened. Because our issue here is election injustice, which happened, and we want election justice. So we should use, despite of what they are doing, we must stay focused and insist as Kenyans that election justice must happen. We must not repeat this again in Kenya. What is happening? Because uh, I think Ruto has seen that they have been caught, pumped down. So the only thing you can do is to invoke the name of God, because Kenyans are believers in God, whichever their religion is. So you want to say this was a God-given victory, and nobody will question God, because after all, who are you to question what God decided? Yeah, this is the narrative is going in, and I know many Kenyans, when it comes to the question of God, none of us will raise, just a few, will raise the question, will dare to ask what God anointed. So this is, we have to avoid this at all costs, because that is the direction he's going, and he has decided to go in that direction because God elected him, and there is no way Kenyan or anybody has the right to question what God decided. We should not follow him in that corner, because otherwise we will get ourselves boxed in a corner which we can't get out of. So please, in this debate, let us not be blind enough to follow Ruto in that corner, where we will find ourselves questioning the decisions of God. We must stop him to push us to that corner. And these churches you are talking about, Bishop Moril, these guys, we know that some of them have turned water into wine in the present day. They have done all kinds of miracles to confuse their congregation. We can't fall into that trap. These people are these business people. They are making their money, and Kenyans are poor and desperate. They go to churches and they are preached a lot of prophecies, how miracles will happen. And when you are in desperate situation like this, you will most likely to fall into these traps. These people are making their money. Now the big catch is President Ruto. And the Kenyans who are following them are falling into these traps. Please, Kenyans, let us not allow ourselves to fall into these stupid traps. We can't allow ourselves to go in that direction. So when we are educate, what in short, what I'm trying to say is this: when we are teaching or speaking about religion, we should speak a language that the masses will understand. Lala was speaking a high level language, academic language, which does not, which the masses might not understand as such. Many people understand this. A non-script, I agree with you. You are speaking at a language that the masses do not understand. So we should find a way that we can speak to people in a way that they can understand. Because if we invoke high level languages at that academic level, then we are losing so many people, and we need all Kenyans on board. This is what I'm trying to request the people here. Okay, there is my Msalendo. Musalendo actually, I don't think is UDA. The other time I tried to tell him that he is just a jilted lover. He was with him and he feels he should change at some point. So please understand him. When he comes here to retreat to the listeners, that, that is what he can do. But I don't think that is helping his political ambition. I think he should know that because later on, these things as in YouTube, they will be there. I don't know how he will reconcile his future ambitions, political ambitions. I mean, well, he's man enough. He will face that one when time comes. Yeah, but I'm just giving you free advice. but 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 Kenya, Zalendo, I know him. I know his father is that kind of argument. All that kind of action is in his in blood. His father was also like that. So don't worry about it. So people should not get worried so much when Zalendo comes here. He irritates you. Okay. So I think that is what I wanted to say for today. Usually I listen in the background, and I like what you people are saying. What we have to do, let us beat the drum of revolution. We come here, let us have our topic from Monday to Sunday. Monday to Sunday, it's the revolution. Ruto must leave the office. Yeah. Because the same God that is preaching that elected him, that God does not produce healing. And, and what he did was stealing. Yeah. So if there is a God that allows stealing and condones stealing, then that is not the God that I know. That is their God. I don't believe in that one. Yeah. So the drum is stop the steal. And our Kenyan thing was a real stealing. It is not the fake steal which happened elsewhere where you people are. Yeah, this was a real story. So let me stop it there. Maybe I saw a non-script he was raising his hand, probably wanted to say something. We'll be listening. Thank you.
Vicky and Stone. Just 2 minutes. I check. I'm coming. Stone. 2 minutes.
Hello, did I
Kwani
lose it?
ama session ndio imeisha ama nini?
I don't hear anybody.
You are good. Continue.
I had completed my submission and
Maybe I should take over.
all right, do that. Thank you.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Stone,
Okay.
just 2 minutes.
All right.
Pogon, it's your time.
Oh, I thought I heard somebody saying he's requesting for 2 minutes.
Oh, and non-script. Okay, fine.
I guess he meant he needs 2 minutes to attend to something else. Okay, good morning, guys. Good morning, Matu. Good morning, Stone. Good morning, Ali, Willie. I don't know. Kenyan democracy. Good morning, all. It's another beautiful morning. I don't know why we are not angry enough that we are drawn to Maombia people that we did not even elect. I don't know why. I'm not there. I really don't advocate for this Maombi government because I know we are living at an age when people are creating and making automatic machines that when you press start, it does not ask you for further direction again. You know, na hiyo ni it's like ni sawa na vile Mungu ametu create.
Hello, Vicky. Are you people there?
Yeah, somebody's talking. Somebody's there. Pogon.
I can't hear you.
It's your side then. Then
Oh,
must
okay.
be.
I can hear you now.
Yeah,
Okay,
Pogon was on.
Oh, so I let Opogon go on.
Yeah,
Or
because he's already.
I can't
Pogon,
hear you.
what do you think?
okay, if he has something burning, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, I just wanted to conclude on what I was contributing earlier here. You see these prayers, and I was getting concerned that the tangent the KK regime is taking, it is more or less setting our churches against each other. It's a situation whereby you see in our events, or let me say in the Azimi events, there are also prayers, isn't it? And on the KK side events, they also have prayers. And all these people are praying to God. Now, the prayers on the KK side are almost to the extent whereby they are branding the other side as not praying to the. I think it's like they have a true God and an untrue God. Now, I was just wondering whether this is the right way to set the country. You see, you may have your political issues, but if it goes to an extent whereby behind the scenes, there seems to be some shadow boxing really going on within the church. You see, if let's say you are on the Azimio side, prayers there take the nature of God, can we have justice? But justice be our shield and defense. If we are having elections, let there be justice. Let there be fairness. Now, prayers on the other side are concentrating on the issue of God, in a miracle. We thank you for bringing us here. Now, the other side is like our election was stolen. Now, the contra on the other side is that God, you brought us this far. Let's give thanks to God. All of us. Let's thank God give thanks to God for giving us this president, for giving us this and that, for giving us this and that. In other words, completely downplaying the role of the voter in all this. Now, if for whatever reason now there is a serious dispute in these elections, whereby the contradiction is that the government apparently in place has no legitimacy to be there. Now, all these people are praying to the same God, and at some point, Stone, I did say that I wonder if God is hearing both groups. If God is hearing both groups, why is He allowing us all this to happen? Because why is all this being allowed to happen? Remember, today, for that year, was it yesterday, when they were praying for rain? They are fununu that these people have really taken time to go into the weather forecasts. And apparently in the first week of March, there is going to be some rain. So now, everyone is thanking God for this. We thank God for giving us this government. Now we are praying that God give us rain. And comes the second week of March, if there is rain, people are going to say, you see, we prayed for rain. And you remember somebody deliberately made the president to lead with those prayers when everything had ended. So in other words, when you see rain come next week, it is going to be attributed to the president's prayer. He prayed, he was made president. He prayed for rain, rain has come. Now, the other side is being portrayed as not being godly people. Or if you are praying, your God is a fake one. That is why you are losing elections. When you look at the overall picture, Stone, that is what I was saying is worrying. What is the overall picture for the entire country? Elections aside, politics has really gone into, as now being played at religion is now the political level kind of religion. I come thumping my chest telling you, you see what my God has given you. Yako, what has your God given you? Kenyan democracy. What has your God given you? You see us, he has given us a president. And we have now prayed, rain is coming. Thank you.
Thank you. Unknown script. Your questions will be answered soon. Pogon, continue.
All right. Yes, yenye unknown script amemalizia ni poa. And by the way, talking about hiyo maombi yenye ilikuwa inatakana iende in tandem na prediction ama ni forecast ya weather, it's not that hata ni attribution ya kuwa president aliombea mvua sana sana na mvua ikatokea. Actually, this is a setup for another Thanksgiving prayers again for the rains yenye itakuwa imekuja. So wait, more prayers. Hii miaka 5 hizi kama hatutawajibika na kama tutakubali kuwa drawn kwa such topics za kufuatana na upuzi yenye Ruto anatufanyisha, then atakaa tu hapo na ataendelea kuomba na tutaendelea kukasirika kidogo kidogo, but really they should not be drawing us in. The biggest issue that we have, that I still have, that keeps paining me is my election was stolen. You know, I told you sometimes, guys, that in 2017 I was 100% sure ya kuwa kura yangu iliibiwa. Wacha ile yenye kura zinaibiwanga alafu you don't know where yours is. Maybe waliiba kwingine lakini yako ilihesabika correct. In 2017 mine was stolen. I was among 197 people that we voted, and then we were congratulated that we all voted for Uhuru and Ruto. I am 100% sure hiyo yangu iliibiwa, and like saizi sijui ilienda aje, even though I know mine was still stolen this time round. I was angry then, I still am angry now, because I don't care performances zote yenye ilifanyika in 2017 to 2022, but since my voice was not genuinely heard, it would be better if nili lose kwa kuwa hesabu yangu ilihesabika but it came short than kuwa iliibiwa and then you mismanage the country. You cannot be taking us rounds kwa maombi, na we know kwani huyu Mungu is he weak wenye anaumba watu wenye they are not fully automated. You know, we are equipped for these times. That's why we are thriving and we are not surviving saizi, we are living, we are alive. So, and even when you look in the Bible, Jesus was not leading people by prayer. In fact, they did not see him praying so much until there came a time that they had to ask him to show them the template of prayer. Show us how to pray, because they did not understand why this guy is performing so much, and when he wants to pray, he goes away and hides himself and does it in private. And hapa hivi tuko tunafanyishwa hapa hivi sarakasi. I was telling you guys earlier before a non-script akuje, na nilikuwa nasema when you make an automatic machine, let's talk about washing machine, and it's fully automatic. When you just put in your clothes in na uweke sabuni and then you press start, it will wash it, it will rinse it, it will dry it. But when this machine you press it play, it asks you again the next process, or it asks you what to do. You press again, it asks you what to do. You press it again, it asks you what to do. You return it to the makers or to the suppliers or the dealers. You don't continue with it. That one is a malfunctioning machine. What I'm talking about is this Ruto. If God created Ruto to be a leader, let's say, but I know he stole it, so God does not create thieves. But if God created him to be a leader in this time, in this dispensation, and every other time he gets an opportunity is to go down on his knees in the public and ask God again for direction, asking God for help, asking God for everything. This one is a very unfit individual, not only leader, is an unfit individual that needs to be taken back to the Mecca immediately. Let's not be drawn in. Soma Biblia. And in fact, you know, I noticed this thing, that these people, they will come in with Bwana asifiwe nyingi, but they will not take you to the Bible. These people will not read to you the Bible, and they will not allow you to read the Bible yourself, so that every time when they come in, they're just telling you what is in their head, not exactly what is in the Bible, because prayer is not uh, exalted that much in the Bible as doing the right thing. You understand? So we have pressing problems with practical solutions, and we have people that have real ideas for the problems that we are facing. But those seems not to be the case, and we are not addressing it that way. We are not consulting the people that have the solutions. We keep going back to God, and God is looking down on us. God is also looking at us, sisi wenye tuliibiwa. Why are you not taking back your victory? Why are you drawn in kwa hii mambo ya maombi fake hii? Really, sisi watu wenye tumekuwa tuko hapa hivi kwa Mutembei, we should lead by an example, and we should lead by example. There was a time, I think 2 weeks ago, we had brought about so much pressure. I remember even nani alikuwa anakuja hapa, Gaucho alikuwa anakuja hapa hivi, and I remember there were some people in a rally, and they were talking of what we were saying, because then we were demanding and we were really pressing for our victory. Where did that go? We should go back there. Tuache hao watu wa kuomba, because I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care if they even performed right now, because what has been set forth as an authority or as a precedence is that we can award criminality in this nation. And that's one thing that brought down the Roman Empire. You know, Roman Empire did not go down to war to lose. It just took them sexual immorality to go down. And it will take us this small thing of awarding criminality to take the whole Kenya as a whole, the good people and the bad in it, down. How can we have somebody in the name of a CS when he has 35 cases? How can we allow somebody that has killed so many, that has stolen so much land, to become our president? How can we allow somebody that has just stolen votes to become president and walk around and command us and take us around in these gimmicks? No, we should not do that. And I'm saying, even if he performed, even if he did his best, what are you going to tell our children that next day hard work is going to pay? When people steal and get whatever they want, they drive around with big Lexuses, they have their children's given offices, the office of the first lady, and I'm waiting for that girl to have a boyfriend, and then you'll hear next thing there is an office of the first son-in-law. So please, I'm urging you people, let's not be drawn into this. This is not our presidency. This is not the leadership that we subscribe to. This is nothing that is supposed to concern us. What is supposed to concern us is how far have we gone, or how far have we come to claiming or reclaiming our victory that was stolen from us. Then we can start talking about the banditry. Then we can start talking about the economy. Then we can start talking about this rain. But as for of now, we have unsolved businesses. Let's deal with that. Thank you. Mato?
Looks like Mato and Stone PK are not with us.
No, it's Mato is next. Mato is next.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now we can hear you. Now we can hear you.
Alex, thank you. Nice to see you, man. It's been a long time. Stone PK, nice. I appreciate you. Zalendo, I think, is on the backside. Pogo, nice to see you. Vicky, Kenyan Democracy and Non-Scripts. I hope everybody can still hear me. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
Loud and clear.
Oh yeah, that's how we are rolling well. We are rolling well. We are rolling well, people, my friends and everybody. It's been a while since I've been here, and the people in the comment section, we also hear you and we know you. We know you're here with us, and everybody that is listening to us. Stone PK, I have a couple of things that it's been a long time since I wrote, and Alex knows this. It's been a long time since I wrote a couple of notes down to come into the show, because I haven't been here for a while. But I'm here today coming back because I had a couple of weeks that I had to sit down and just to watch what our country is. What is it that we're doing in our country? I was in a place that I had to think by myself and just sit down and just think, like, where are we in our country and what is it exactly that we're doing? And if you allow me, if you allow me, at least I'll try to do it quick within 3 minutes. If you do allow me, just 3 minutes. I want to just run close on my some of the notes that I've written down to come and talk about tuongee kitu vizuri and where I am in my life. Probably not for everybody, but just for me, and where I am and where I think where our country needs to go. Let me start from down going up. I really think, and this is the biggest one that I also want to do, I think Kenyans have been taken to be fools, stupid human beings that do not understand anything, that never went to school. There's people who actually predict when it's gonna rain in Kenya, when it's not gonna rain. And you know what? Some of the false prophets, and I'm so thankful that I'm here when Bernard is not here, because I respect him and I believe ni mtumishi wa ukweli. And I don't like talking about religion too much. But I believe that where Ruto and his wife, and I'm so sorry to say his wife, not the first lady of the country, is because they are playing Kenyans to be stupid. According to the science, go to Wilson Airport, go to JKIA, they have a weather station. The weather station says that it's going to be raining in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks. There's a prophet. If anybody can remember, remind me what the prophet, so-called prophet, alikuwa huko Nakuru, alikuwa anaoshewa barabara, if you remember him. Yeah. He used to go there knowing that he's looked at the science and everything.
That's Muzalendo's uncle. That is Muzalendo's uncle.
So he used to go there when he knows that it's going to rain in the evening and pretend to be praying that the rain is going to come down. But the rain comes down. But why? Because the meteorologist already said it was going to come in. And this is the thing that I see with the Kenyans, and it's so stupid and it's so dumb, and I wonder, did we all go to high school? Did we learn geography? Did we learn civics? Did we learn whatever it is that we needed to learn when we went to 844? For the people that went to 844, that we understood the language, the what do you call this? The subjects that we had, there was 7 for those who did 7, including civics. So now you know rains are coming. Then you go tell people, go till your farms, or the rains are coming because we prayed. What are you telling me? And I'm not trying to say where I live in, but some places that we live in, you know when the snow is going to come in. Why? It's in the news. People have done their scientists. They've looked at the, you know, the water in the air, that, you know, that how much, you know, whatever you want to call it, precipitation or whatever you want to call it. I don't care. But you see that, and then you come and start praying, oh, ni miujiza. What is it that we're doing? I mean, have we gone back to Stone Age where people really are so dumb and the leaders think we're so dumb and stupid that people did not go to school? What is that? So now, and I bet you, I will have said it here, you will have in 2 weeks' time, even though we knew the rains were going to come, we'll have some people saying that we prayed and here are the rains, and you will have some people listening to it. The funny thing is that when I talk to the people on the ground, they tell us that you guys don't even see what is happening down. Do you know, I mean, down there, do you understand that you cannot go to Jivanji as we speak right now? Because there's always tear gas being thrown right and left in Jivanji because of the Bungela Wananchi. But it will not be shown in the TV. They hide it. So everybody thinks Kenya is in peace. But you don't understand that when you go to Jacaranda, they're also being beat. Things are happening. I have people on the ground talking about that. But we are not telling people because the media will not show it, because they've been even the media people are being told you cannot show this. Kenyans, what is happening in Kenya today is becoming a super stupid thing, that there's a thing that this Ruto stupidity, and I'm trying to be nice, that is happening, that people need to actually maybe even go to those shows that they're trying to show us that they are there and start looking at the buses. I was so happy to see some of the people in Nakuru try to go and actually say, ona ile basi, ona basi, and you could be counted bus after bus after bus after bus. Why are you bringing people with buses and hiding it from the media? And taking the media to be watu unawakalia, unaambia ukitangaza hiki kitu utaenda jela. What kind of dictatorship is this, hiding it from the people? And I'm going to say it. Since independence, we've never seen something like this. And we've had people who are Christians and Muslims and everything, religion. Why are we letting people to come here and show us what we need to see? If you show something else, I have friends who are journalists, small journalists coming in, being jailed and not shown in the media. And I'm going to say it here. I have 4 of them. When wameniambia sema kitu kwa channel yenyu, they are being held because even their YouTube shows are being taken down. It's just that this is a bigger YouTube. It's sad for our country. I'm not going to pray. I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to say that there was a time that we had Boniface Mwangi's going taking pigs to the parliament. Damu. Today we have stupid, and I'm going to say it again, stupid lawmakers wannabe going to parliament with blood-stained trousers, white suit, talking about, oh, we want to push periods. Who never knew periods were happening? Is that the way to make a law? What is this government doing? Who are we? Who do we have? These are things that if you are elected, we elect you as a parliamentarian. We elect you to go make laws. Go bring a bill. Don't come to the parliament as a grown-up lady with blood-stained pants to come and show us that there is a law that needs to be done of, sanitary pants. We already know that. I mean, don't you think we have kids? Don't you think we have wives? Don't you think we have girlfriends? What is this that we're doing nowadays? Drama after drama. Prayers. Prayer. What? We grew up in prayer. Who did not go to APV Sunday school? Now we know how to pray, to make food, and no budget, and no law. And for a long time, I wanted to laugh today, but I'm not in a place to laugh. There's one person in this show that has been very, I used to call him radical. But I don't call him radical anymore because I want to be radical too. Because the time has come that we cannot be playing this game anymore. This game is done, over, dusted. As Kenyans, we had a chance to get where we needed to be in our so set rights to be where we are. Singapore, we gave him a loan years ago. Some countries that have just come. When did South Africa get independence? 94. We got ours in 1963. Today you go, you will have Aston Martin running the streets of, South Africa. What is it that we're doing? Now we hear all the roads that Uhuru had tried to make, the overpasses. In fact, forgive me to say, Miguna was right. We needed overpasses in Kenya. We needed underpasses and we needed subways. We had the subway. The overpass. It may reduce traffic. Yes, you have to pay more to get on it, but it may reduce traffic. That is what Uhuru did, and you can follow it all the way to Mombasa. The SGR, yes, I always say to Ligongo kidogo kwa hiyo, but pia may reduce. So Kenyans, are we going to keep on playing this game? And for how long are we going to play this game to where that people are going to joke about people being taken out of a criminal case to going to be a mheshimiwa? And who's a mheshimiwa in Kenya? I've asked this question so many times. And I'm mad. I'm going to be Rhoda today. I'm mad. Because at this point, where I am and the reason I've been staying away from this channel for a while, though I'm in the back over there just watching it, is because I can see people being played like they've never went to school. Atam to class 7. And you know what? I am with Stone PK today. We need to be radical. This thing needs to stop today. We need to walk into State House and say this is our right. The problem is these people don't understand this is our right. And they think it's a game. And we keep on playing with them because when they tell you, oh, atakutumia tear gas, oh, atakuombea, now you become so easy on it. I'm done being easy. I'm going radical. We need to walk. I swear to God, if I need to move out of the US and go down there in Nishikwe. When Boniface Mwangi walked away, from activation and civil activation because he said, Wakenya nyinyi ni wajinga. Because we go there and say, this is what we're going to do, but all we are is all about mouth. Nothing. And that's where we put Raila, because we want Raila to do so much, but we are not supporting him enough to tell him that, Baba, kaa kando utashikwa na ICC. ni sisi ndo tutashikwa. And that is what pushed Zimbabwe, when their money, their currency was nothing, to get to a place where now they can think of their own country. Kenya has had the best leg of the goat. Ile baba nasemanga ukienda kuwinda. Has had the best port, 2 of them, not even 1. We are not landlocked. And we still have the Kisumu. We still have oil, Turkana. And the biggest water table in the whole of Africa. The person that we're talking about here, we're talking about one person that has never even ventured the whole of Africa, all of Africa or country, the world. But we have one person that runs the infrastructure of Africa. The other guy, we know today, if he was not sitting where he is, and that's why he will not relent that seat until we get him out of there, because he knows he's gonna go to jail, and his case in ICC is still there, and he has cases even in Kenya. A convicted felon runs Kenya. A convicted felon. And the deputy president is also a convicted felon. The people in his government are convicted felons. Ladies and gentlemen of the Republic of Kenya, yes, you say some of us don't live in the in the Republic of Kenya, but that's our country, will be, and our kids. But at least we've also seen some things out there that make sense. I'm begging Kenyans to stop bullshitting, BSing, and start thinking about our country and call wrong for what wrong is. You cannot be led by a convicted felon while you're still talking about your constitution, which has a chapter 6, and chapter 6 is very open. You can read it and understand it. Those people should not be there. I'm just saying that I am mad today, as it's my first time. Nimekuwa nimekaa mbali for those who know me, but I'm coming back nikiwa hot, and today I am on Stone PK. Time is up. It's time for us to say enough is enough. And if you want to be a pastor, please go start your own church. We will come to your church and stop turning our country to be a religion, a certain religion, something. There was a guy here that made me very happy. He asked, Kwani, his name is Mohammed from Moyale. He asked, Kwani Kenya haina Waislamu? Na si wa Kenya. And so when we come talking here, Stone, I'm about done. I'm done. I'm sorry. I need Kenyans to really stop at this point. Stop on your ground. Apo, simama tu. Ask yourself, are we going to keep on talking about this for so long, or for how long? Or are we going to act now and change it so that our kids and our kids' kids in the next 20 years, 40 years, most of us here, hata wale wanafikiria ni wadogo, their kids will be the descendants of us. Na kuna kuwaga kitu inaitwa wahenga. Wahenga, sijaona mhenga kwa generation yetu. Can we stand to be counted as the wahengas of the next generation to come, so that our kids can say, our parents, that can say, Stone PK, Alex, na kila mtu mwenye ako kwa isho were the wahengas of that day that we lived. So let me finish at that. Najua kuna watu watakuja, but yeah, Stone PK, that's all I wanted to say. I'm still here. It's just that today I had to come in hard, and I apologize watu wenye wako comment section. We're still here. Tutacheka bado, we'll still continue, but we need to be very serious with our country. I appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Mr. Kenyan with love. Why do you like apologizing, sana? Wewe ungejoin Father Danny Darius. That's where even there, sometimes when you are doing the rightful thing, you don't have to apologize to when you know you are doing it correct. And one thing my granny told me, and my father repeated, is that you should endeavor never to apologize. I thought it was terrible, because for me, nilikuwa nafikiria you should always be ready to say sorry. Then I asked why. He told me, I'll tell you when you'll be around 15, 16 years old. Then I asked him, I reminded him, I asked him, you had told me to always try never to apologize. He told me, now you can understand. What I meant is that try to work and be sure that you don't land in a situation that you have to go apologizing. I thought, and I still believe, it's a very good guiding thing. Instead of saying to err is to human being, he told me that is also a lazy phrase. He told me, forget about it. Human beings can be perfect. What does that mean? Why should I wrong Mato, Kenyan with love, or I offend you for only me a few days later to come and say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it, I didn't. Those are foolish statements. So endeavor not to be in a situation to go apologizing, which means endeavor to be always on the right side of whatever it is. So Mato, Kenyan with love, don't apologize. You're right. You know, there is a reason why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Some of us are just counting days and we will disappear from these channels because we don't want to sing the same song day in, day out. Songs that tunaitanga watu wa Mount Kenya wanaitanga, inaitangwa wimbo ya something. I'll remember, there is a phrase, sarcastic phrase, when you keep on repeating the same thing every day, day in, day out, until the person you are talking to thinks you are just mtu ambaye una direction, which is key. And it is true. Because if you want to set a journey, then you have to plan for that journey. You have to know when you want to go for the journey, where you are headed to. Yeah, you don't just wake up planless. Unasema you are going on safari, you decide in the destination ni Kingston ama ni wapi. And most people do that a lot. And that is why we are where we are right now. Because sometimes you entrust some people to guide you. You know, you think so and so will take you to a certain place. Kumbe plani zake ni tofauti. But you see, these are things we learn as we experience the world. You don't learn that at the age of 10, 15, 12. Some of these things you learn when humans say it's too late. Yeah, you know, some things you learn when you are, you know, like those of you who may have gotten married maybe at the age of 30s. You realize, you learn things and start saying, I wish I had gotten married a little bit earlier. So life is full of regrets because of being given wrong guidance. For example, right now, people are being told, oh, the country will be okay. And you can see things are not good. You see, then munaambiwa tuombe. I hate this statement. Tuombe Mungu. I hate it, honestly. Because I want to ask, these very advanced nations, when do they go for prayer meetings? And I asked that question, nobody answered me. The top rich countries of the world, sisikiangi ma prayer meetings. The poorest nations are those nations that call themselves Christians, religion, fanatism. They are the poorest. You are nalambalamba nini hao wazungu. Coming hapa muna praise IMF and all this kind of nonsense. The prince of poverty is IMF. Yeah. They fleece you. Somebody told me that when IMF at criteria yao, then you know your country is able to borrow. They don't care what you do. They lend you money, you screw the money up, but you still pay. So nobody should give us that as an indicator of a country that is doing well, that is credit worth and all that. In fact, if I was to become a president, that's the first thing I would ban, like what Kibaki did. Say to hell with borrowing. What? And who likes borrowing anyway? Nani anapenda deni? Mjinga tu, mtu mjinga. Alafu unaambiwa kila mtu ana deni, hata nchi ina deni. You would be happier if you are earning shilingi 200, uwe una hiyo tu ndio unakula, unaamuka vizuri. All of you know how painful a deni is. It haunts you. But you are told lazima uwe nayo. For me, I think I would love if I don't have that deni. Tafadhali niwe na kiatu moja na trouser moja, lakini sina deni ya mtu ananiamkia asubuhi. I would wish to live that way. I would wish to live on 1 meal a day, but with no deni. Yeah. So when Akina Mzalendo come here to praise to us, that Kenya is doing well, it's being approved for Madeni, some of us who are a little bit older know what IMF screwed us into. For the first time, we heard of things being called retrenchment. Those of you ambao mlikuwa hapo, where families, people died of shock and stroke. Yeah? Mtu alikuwa job 20 years, alafu nasikia amepewa at retrenchment. Then earlier on, there was this golden handshake. All these were phrases meant to kill us, and they killed us. They retrogressed us. In fact, as I said, some things you learn when it's too late. I've learned that hii mainchi tunaziita Western nations, they never mean to any iota of good thing for us. And the earlier we can distance and detach ourselves from them, the better. The better. So it's the same thing. They're the ones who brought us this opium. Oh, you try to talk about religion. People are saying, no. Don't touch about religion. Really? What is this that cannot be criticized? Oh, you cannot criticize God. I didn't criticize God. I just said what you are calling prayers is BS. And someone can take me wherever he wants. It's all nonsense. And Kenyans have been subjected kui ujinga, upumbavu. Ujinga wa hali ya juu. That's why I'm calling it rapture. This is the end of the world for Kenya. Because the end of the world is when you cannot afford food, you just wait to go to the grave. Cannot afford shule, cannot afford anything. You have no government. Government is mchezo, mzaha. How do you organize? You bring people, you pay, you waste time ya watu ati una organize prayer meeting. Prayer meeting mavia kuku. Which country does that? It was Zambia na ilikuwa inaongozwa na mwizi Cheluba. Oh, at in a public meeting at bana sijui you are praying. Huh? I don't need to be prayed for by anybody. I have my mouth. God gave me my brain. He made me, I'm able to read the Bible. I'm able to say the prayer, ask God what I want and all that. Do I need Ruto to pray for me? Or Rachel Ruto to pray for me? Kenyans, do you need prayers? Zaruto, really? Huh? There is some people I used to chase from my house when I see them coming, knocking. I would chase them from the gate. Then people in my estate thought that I was a bit mean. I said, no. I would chase them very diplomatically. I'm busy. I don't want to be prayed for. I prayed in the morning. Simple as that. And people thought I was crazy, but it's true. Sina time yako kuniwestia hapo ukija kuniambia tuombe. Unakuja kusorora ninafanya nini and all that. I can pray alone in my bedroom. So Kenyans are being fooled. Like the way Moi was fooling people. Anakuja kwenyu Meru. Hapa Meru mumefanya vizuri sana. Inaonekana mmepanda miti vizuri. Look, somebody coming to tell you unaonekana mmepanda miti vizuri. Ati na inakuwa ni rally. Na sasa chakula inaonekana mko nayo mzuri, mvua ni mzuri. 30 minutes of speech telling you things that you are seeing. Ask yourself, this money being spent in such a function, a state, because it's a state function, because that's the president you are having. Okay? This time we have wasted 7 hours down the line discussing garbage, about garbage pastors. Yeah, that's why I'm calling it end of times, because it's in the Bible that fake pastors and all that. We know they are fake. Then why bother with them? And there, here I agree with Alex. For us, we should not care what this guy is doing. And Pogon, let him, akitaka kuomba akiwa ameinama upside down, akitaka kujihang miguu juu, shingo chini, whatever he wants to do, let him do those. Wakitaka kuomba naked, watoe manguo huko room 35 sijui 350, waombe wafanye. It should be none of our business. For us, what we want to know is, are we removing Ruto? And that's why I'm saying some of us, our days are numbered here on this channel. Yeah, because once we establish that ni kizunguzungu tu hivi, we don't have time to waste. And I agree with the Kenyan with love. What is stopping us from walking to State House, if that is what we want to do? Can anyone tell me what is ni nini hiyo imebaki? Ni gani, ni nini imebaki? Honestly, now we will have to be critical. Tujiulize, if at all one day we will walk there, tunajipaka mafuta tukinyoa mchinjo ama nini, tukijipodoa ama tunangojea weapons? Are we planning to go blow it off? Labda tunangojea hizo hand grenade na nini. But if it's matching, we have our legs, we have our voices, we have our brains. Ni kuamka asubuhi na kwenda. So I'm appealing to people through this channel. Tuambie baba, sasa tumechoka, either atufuate sasa. Atufuate. We only need one more meeting ya Nairobi. Na hiyo meeting ya Nairobi, we should not even say the date. Tutasema date hapo, short notice. We meet and go. We need only 200,000 people. Wacha tuache kusema 1 million nini. By the second day itakuwa imefika milioni. Yeah? By the third day, we'll be talking of 4-5 million. Period. Nobody can withstand that. That is now when we are talking. And anybody who is saying we are inciting, that's okay. Again, hiyo ni Kiingereza. Kimbere hakuna word inaitwa inciting. Kwa hivyo me, from my background, sijui inciting ni nini. Yeah? For me, najua ukiambia mtu ukweli inauma. Na ndio unasikia hawa watu wanaitangwa radical. Hakuna, there is nothing like radical. It's garbage, that's nonsense. Hiyo ni lugha yao. Kwa Kikwetu hakuna radical. Kiafrika hakuna. Tunasemanga mtu mkali na mtu mpole. Those two. And in my tribe we have only 2 colors, black and white. Red is black, green is in the group of black. That's how simple we did our things. And that is African. Kwa hivyo Mwafrika ukisema ukweli, ndio wanasema Kenyan with love ni mkali, kwa sababu umesema ukweli. Ukisema ukiongea kwa sauti ya chini unaambiwa wewe ni mpole. And as a leader, don't be lied. Ati unaweza kuwa leader mpole. Forget it. Ruto pretends ni mpole, but he's lethal, evil. He has used the Bible. Ask yourself, 6 months down the line, mtu tu ni maombi. Kwani wewe ndio unaombanga Mungu? Wewe ndio nani? Ati you should not, tusiongee mambo ya nini. The most poor nations ni zile they are most religious. Because religion is the prince of poverty. Faith is what makes you more poorer. Because you can't eat faith. That's a gospel according to Stone PK. Upumbavu na uizi na umaskini inaletwa na religion. Hiyo umekaa pale nyumbani, utaki kulima, unaomba Mungu. Uko na shilingi 10, unaitwa na pastor sijui XYZ, unaenda unatoa zimultiplyiwe mara 20. Total rubbish. 1,000 of you contributing 10 bob, you have enriched that rogue pastor. Wewe umeenda nyumbani bila, unaenda kubeg, kutumia your brother who is out there, niokolee na so moja, niokolee na hii. Unakuja unapatia huyo pastor tena. Umekuwa nuisance. Ukiomba mashabaragala kada zilo wanaomba huko. Yes, Kenyan with the love. Go ahead, Kenyan with the love.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, I also wanted to say something before other people come in. Stone PK, I'm sorry to eat in your time. It is also, I want us to also understand that this time, this is the best time of our country because we really don't care about your tribe. And I've had some people come over here and try to talk about tribe. Really, my friend, I am a Kamba Maasai. I don't care if you're a Kikuyu, and I don't believe there's anybody that cares here if there's a Kikuyu, Kisi, and whatever. This is the time that we are all enjoying as Africa, as Kenya together. We don't care about tribes. Kuna mtu nilisikia hapa hivi akisema vitu za, talking about, artists, Kalenjins and whatever. We don't care about that. There's Kalenjins here. There's everybody that we come over here. Here we talk about tukikuja hapa hivi, and the one thing I like about this channel is because there's no tribalism, and let nobody bring tribalism in this thing, because I saw it happen when they were in Nakuru, trying to show some tribalism, like this Kikuyu that is going to hurt a Kalenjin in Nakuru or something like that. We do not have that. This time there's no tribalism. This time is just Nabi, or whatever you want to call him, Zakayo, against the Kenyans and where we want to go as Kenyans. So even if we do a coup, a citizen coup, is not going to be a Kikuyu, a Kalenjin, a Luo, anything. Has nothing to do with tribalism here. This is all about Kenya. We want our Kenya to stand where it needs to stand. I don't care about a Kalenjin. I don't care about whoever it is. A Kisi, I do not care. You are a Kenyan. We are Kenyans. We are moving together. Ruto is trying to divide us in the tribal lines and in the religion lines. And Kenyans are asking, let's stop this thing where it is right now. Even economically, we need to stop it right now. We are more united than we've ever been united since independence, 1963. Today, hakuna mtu hata kwa group. Look, comment section. Look, panel. Look at the people that come over here. No one cares. Wengine to make a Kenyan with love. Other than the people that know me will know who I am and what kind of tribe I am. But who cares about that? Right now is that time that we have to stop with this BS and come together as Kenya. As Mwalimu Nyerere said, bring it back together, home, that you can walk to Central, walk to Ukambani, walk to Kisi, walk to all the corners. Even we have even kuna mtu Mohamed alikuwa hapa Moyale, and feel at home and bring our country together. This is it. This is the chance that we have. And with that, we have, every time that you go through something big, is that you have to work together so that you know you did something together. The reason we enjoy our independence is because we worked our independence together without thinking of what tribe you are and who you are. We don't care about that. Right now, we care about somebody that is trying to use religion, trying to use tribalism, trying to use corruption, a mafia, a corrupt person, a convicted felon, as somebody who's even not unconstitutionally in office. And that is what I'm telling Kenyans, that we need right now to stand. And if we don't stand right now when we are all connected, we will have a problem. Sorry, Student PK, for bringing that up. I had to. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I see Kenyan democracy is coming in. Just give me 30 seconds to say this. The beginning of the end of this country is here. Yeah, I can see you, Alex. The beginning of the end of this country is here with us. It's with us. It's with us as the citizens. And if we joke, it will happen. The rapture will happen. If we start looking at the Simba Aratis and all this, it will happen. What we need to do as Kenyans is to detach ourselves completely now from those so-called leaders. It is so good that it has been proven these leaders do not have, and they have never had, the interest of Mwananchi at heart. It is their stomach, it is their family, it is business as usual. Now, the moment you put pesa kwanza, finished. Ukiweka pesa kwanza, that's why a brother kills a brother sees a brother starving, lakini unasema, oh, unajua, you can't help. Utu inatoka. Money and utu, they don't go together. We are here talking and complaining about the bishops and the church. The church has become a business. So it's money involved. Therefore, once they took the money, period. Somebody is telling me not all pastors are bad. It is true. There are those who are good, but those who are good are voiceless. You can't hear them. Okay? The most powerful ni wale wameingia kwa biashara. When I was done with some of these churches is during COVID. When I heard them crying and blaming Uhuru and saying that, oh, now with COVID, we're not going to church, they are starving, their families are dying and all that. That's when I said, kumbe hii watu ni kioski tu pia kama ule mwingine, and they pretend that tunatoa pesa ya kusaidia Mungu. When did God ever ask for money? That's when I was done with them, because walifinyika, wakakuja wakaongea, tukajua kumbe ni biashara. So if you give him more money, ndio uombewe. Kuna ule anaombewa ya 1,000, kuna ule the more money you give, the more prayers you get. That's when I put them on the side and threw them into the garbage. And no wonder they are the ones selling this country. They are the ones that have auctioned this country. It is the evil that is in Atawala. Okay, Kenyan with democracy, and then Alex.
Thank you, Stone PK. Nafikiri ule uchungu watu watakuwa nao ndio utawaongoza, na ile mambo yote inaendelea Kenya na uongozi. Ni kitu cha ajabu kuona ati kuna jambo lile mkubwa ambaye anasema ndiye mkubwa wa nchi analitumia na I don't know, yani with a conniving way, ati ndio watu waone yeye ni msafi, mtu ambaye anamcha Mungu, ambayo ni maneno mbaya sana, kwa sababu kutumia kitu kama hicho ambacho watu wanaheshimu, their faith, that is where it is directed to, inakuwa ni shida kubwa sana kwa nchi. Na hiyo ni maoni mbaya sana ya mtu akiwa ndiye anaongoza mambo kama hiyo, akiwa anajiita yeye ndio kiongozi wa nchi. Watu Kenya saa hii shida zao zimezidi, na hatuwezi kutatua na staili hiyo huyo mtu anafanya, kwa sababu mi naona kama anaitumia kwa kimadharau, na ni kama kujaribu kama itafanya kazi. It's not that he is there seriously about Christianity. Yeye ni kujaribu, anajaribu hii, anajaribu hii. Na hiyo kitu ni kama amesikia kabisa, hii nitatumia mpaka dakika ya mwisho, nitaigeuza pandi hii, nitaipeleka hivi, muda unaenda. Because I cannot see the reason why this man is moving like this, knowing that the country is bleeding. People have problems. People are dying. And he keep on just concentrating on one straight line. At least somebody has got another way, alternative to do things. But he seemed to be rigid, to be glued on that one particular thing. Ati ndio sijui anataka tumuone. He has even reached a point of boring people with this one thing that he is using. And it is not a good thing, because he is using the most feared thing. Sorry.
Sorry. Take a glass of water. Alex, as she recovers.
Yeah, I had just a quick comment. You know, if you cannot strike the hammer while the iron is hot, it is very unfortunate. We gathered enough momentum. We gathered enough vigilation, but I think we've come to a point whereby I think all is lost. So what I could say is that I think we have lost the opportunity, unless again we go back to the drawing board. As you have said, this is the end of it. I'm afraid that what happened to Kisii is going to happen in many, many places. The money that was poured there to a point whereby Simbarati and the other ODM legislatures refused to cooperate, it is mind-boggling. So what I can say is this: we have lost an opportunity that we should not have. However, we can bypass Kisii and go to areas that are friendly. Why should I say so? It's because simply the people who have already shown the interest of marching to State House are overwhelming. And that is why you see all this buying and selling of human beings like slaves. The legislatures have become like slaves. So to finish up is this: if you are mad enough, we can do this. But if we continue with what is happening, then I think it's a lost opportunity. And as Stone Picker has said, there is no need to come here to be perpetual, redundant, speaking the same thing over and over and over, and there is nothing that is being done. I think that's the definition of being foolish in one way or the other. And Kenyan with love, I don't know why you keep on apologizing for the reality. If you keep coming here to apologize for the truth, you better not even come here. Every time you're apologizing, I don't know what you're apologizing. You're saying the right thing, and then you keep on apologizing. I mean, you make me so mad sometimes. You say something nice, then you start apologizing. Then I wonder, what's wrong with you? Stop apologizing for the reality. Kenyans are suffering. If you're a Kenyan with love, you must give that love. Love is tough. Sometimes mtoto wako akuwa mgonjwa, unampeleka anadungwa shindano bwana. Do you really hate huyo mtoto? No, because you love them. But atadungwa hiyo shindano. So hizo shindano tutadungwa. But we ought now to come out in reality, not only with numbers, but now with a perspective of intelligence, knowledge, and come out blazing and organize this thing. Look at what Malema has done. He's organizing on March 20th, and they are doing it, mobilizing grassroots, and they are winning. So what I'm saying in simple is this: we cannot win if we can't strike the hammer while iron is hot. Our people are getting weary. They are tired of waiting. I'm one of them. And there's something an on-script said that was very important when he finished. These people have gone and seen the weather forecast. They are playing minds with God. They are playing minds with us. So, I mean, the weakest in the society are going to believe it, but you and me are not going to believe. These are the same people who said, kwani si mvua inatoka mbinguni? And that is the same narrative they are using during the Mau eviction. They went out and said, mvua inatoka mbinguni, which was a statement you could not believe that was coming from our legislature. And most of these people who lived in the Mao, who lived like Stone Age people, they believed in that. And I think they keep on also believing that that is what is happening, that the prayer of the president, now he has become the chief prophet, not only now as his assistant Jesus is also the chief prophet. And such kind of nonsense, I don't know how it can be stopped. I don't know if we will be able to stop it, because I think people who should never have bought into this nonsensicalism, they are in the fold. Sabina Chege, Simbarati, and the rest. You sit down and wonder. Anyway, that does not mean that our people have gone there. The reality is that our people are still vigilant. So, as Baba said, and Kioni, hata tubaki watatu, we will still continue with this. And I think that those diversions that they have done now are watering us down. We must come out with a new wave of fire within our people, so that our people will not fail to do what is right. Those are my sentiments, that we are not striking the hammer while the iron is hot. We are not taking the opportunity while the opportunity is there. When the Matiang'i thing came, I mean, Kenya was hot. We could have struck the hammer. That was that was the niche opportunity. Now we keep on waiting. I don't know what we are waiting for. Ngoja ngoja umiza matumbo bwana. Sasa wengine hata hatuna matumbo. Asante.
Thank you, Alex. Two questions I have before Vicky you come. Anyone can answer while contributing. Question number one. If the proponents of the march, or rather those who are saying our election, those who believe it was stolen and who want Ruto out, if we continued and went for a meeting in Kisii without the Aratis and the rest, does it mean our meeting would have been like the one we saw with the Ruto and his people doing their prayers? Does it mean Baba would have no people in the stadium? Is that true? If we just went to any of those places without involving those leaders, the so-called leaders. Okay? Number two, Mato, two questions so that you handle them. Number two, what would happen if you had a president who does not go to church or to the mosque or to any of those places and is progressive? Does it mean that the country would not move on? Thank you. Somebody, Mato, you had raised your hand. Yeah. No, Vicky, then Kenyan with love. Vicky.
Thank you. Me, what I would say is this. This is people's movement. We cannot stop. We cannot quit at this point, because, for example, Stone PK, there are so many people who are listening to us here. I've not been contributing in this channel, but I've been listening. If we say we're quitting now, we are giving up, that means we are accepting defeat. But if you are Kenyans and you truly love Kenya, I don't think that is an option. We cannot go that way, because we know what most of us here, we are old enough. We know we lived before the current constitution. And in fact, I think most of us were there during Moi era. I don't think we are willing to go back there. But if you think that is an option, then we can quit. We can quit, we can give up, we can raise our hands in surrender and say, let's go back. But me personally, I'm convinced that that is not an option. We don't have that option. I said this is people's movement. This movement is not run or is not pushed by the elected individuals. Those elected people who are in office, whether they are MCAs, MPs, governors, they already got what they wanted. They don't care. They are comfortable. But what about the people? Some of them elected, so-called elected leaders, are allegedly being bought. They are not even satisfied with what the people gave them. How on earth can we trust these people? We are risking going back or sliding back many years back. I don't know whether in this time we have people who will be brave enough to risk going to detentions and in jails fighting for democratic space for Kenyans. I'm afraid. Even me, I'm talking here, but I'm not convinced that I can go to that extent. I'm afraid. But when the moment we give up, it is done. Look at the likes of gauchos. You never know. Maybe they are listening now. They are listening to us when we are saying that we are soon giving up. When we give up, they will lose hope. They will surrender. And this guy, Ruto, is soon going to name IBC. What is happening? If he was able to compromise the people that he never put in office, what about the people that is going to install himself? Kenyans, I think, if we love this country and we love our freedom of speech, I think we'll have to go an extra mile. Unfortunately, most of us here, we are talking from diaspora. But that is what we can do, talk and encourage. And where possible, we can facilitate. But we can never speak the language of surrender. Stone PK, I don't know how long you've been here. Some of you can be here for as long as your life, in your full lifetime. Maybe your children were born here, they are also citizens. But, so you have an option. You have one option of Kenya and this other country, right? But what about Kenyans? What are we giving them? For the first time I would not say that I was President Kenyatta Senior. I don't know much about his presidency because I was a little boy. But I know about President Moi Kibaki, whom I elected to office. I know about Uhuru. And now what we have here, the fiasco we have now. In that long history, we had financial challenges with the regime of President Moi. Kibaki also has his challenges as well, but he did well. But for the first time, I'm hearing a president going to a prayer meeting and telling Kenyans that the window or the door for borrowing has been opened. None of the previous presidents have ever said this. What is he trying to tell us? Is he trying to tell us that now the doors have been opened, now Kenyans will start, the money will coming, they will borrow, and Kenyans will feel, some of the burdens we are feeling now as Kenyans, or bei ya unga, simply put, will go down. We are in a very bad financial state. But I think we have to press on. Sincerely speaking, I agree with my brothers who are saying that iron is better shaped or hit when it is hot. But we have to be careful with this whole thing. Many Kenyans must be brought on board so that they see that what is happening in Kenya is not right. So that at the right time, we will move as a single unit. We will not go to state house a divided people, because there is a possibility that we might rise to state house and find another multitude opposing the people who want to get to state house, and that is a possibility. They can do that. Yeah, but once that people of Kenya are convinced that that is the right way to go, then even if you transport people from up country using those yellow buses, they will simply run and join the people who are coming in. It will be easier. We cannot afford to go to State House a divided people. But I also agree that this cannot be pushed for a very long time. We should have a timeline for doing whatever we have to do. Kenyans are suffering. Kenyans are hurting. We have to do what is right for the future of this country. We cannot go back. We cannot afford to go back and then many years later start again to fight for the democracy that we have already got. We cannot do that. We cannot afford that. And this is something that I don't know which language we can use to educate Kenyans about this. Because what I'm seeing at this point is that this regime is fighting to get the 2/3 majority of members of parliament. And that 2/3 majority is only important for one reason: change of key constitutional, the change of constitution. We cannot allow this to happen as Kenya. Regardless of where we are, we can speak. But if we quit as Stone is getting tired, I think it will be, many Kenyans will quit and we will say, okay, let us, to hell with it. But in the end, it is Kenyans who will suffer. As Kenyans, we will suffer. regardless of whether you have your family here, home, east or west, home is best. I don't think you will be happy that you are enjoying some freedom elsewhere and the people, your siblings, wherever your friends, your family, or your relatives are suffering in Kenya. By extension, you will also suffer the same. We cannot allow this to happen. And especially this Mutembei. I have never seen these other rallies being covered by the mainstream media houses. I can only see it in Mutembei. And when the Mutembei will go silent, then I don't know where we'll see this, what's happening in Kenya. We have to remain. Let us push it. Let us push it even for another 2 months and see where it goes. So I am just pleading, Kenyan with love. I'm just pleading, let us not quit so early. Let us push it again for a couple of months. Thank you. Kenya with love has some question there.
Yes, Kenyan with love, come in.
No, I didn't have a question. I think we had risen our hands at the same time. It was just a reminder on something, but he did that. Stone PK, because I know there's people who else kuna watu wengine wanataka kukuja, and I just had 2 questions for Kenyans. I do have this question. Yengine nitauliza na Kiswahili. Have we had presidents since we got independence? And what is so special about this one? Because this brings me to a point where I want to ask Kenyans. These are the presidents that we've had, from Jomo Kenyatta, Moi, Kibaki, and all of them. Did they really use their own money from their own pockets that now we don't have any money in our country? And yes, we did have a president that just to megeuza Uhuru, was Uhuru using his own money to make Kenya go on? Then now we're talking about that Kenya does not have any kind of money. Then now that we're talking about all these other things, and we could see development going. And unless you told us Uhuru alikuwa anatupatia deni ye mwenyewe, then now we can talk about that. Because we had budgets every day since we got independence. Until this point, we've had budgets. So what is this that this president is telling us, that they don't have a budget that actually can run our own country? Which is a country that we pay. That they're telling us subsidies has to go away. Well, guess what? We've had subsidies since we got independence. We've had subsidies from the first budget since independence. Some people did not even understand what subsidy is until last year. I mean, COVID time. That people understood there was subsidies. Subsidies is been in the budget. And subsidy is everything. I don't know how much I can say this. Subsidy is in the budget. Help, loans, those are subsidies. Low cost is being subsidies. Is the reason we pay taxes. We don't pay taxes for them to give us favors. We pay taxes so that we can get our lives made easier, and your life being made easier by paying something cheaper, that the government takes that even a little bit, something like insurance, that's subsidy. Even we've paid subsidies since independence. What is this now? You're taking it right now. Something that has been there. Hata siku za Moi, hata yo maziwa tulikunywa maziwa ya Moi, that was subsidy. It's subsidizing what you're living, your cost of living and what you do. That is what subsidy is all about. Kenya bus, that was subsidy, subsidizing your transport. I don't understand what to do. Civil education when you lipotea, people don't get it or something like that. The biggest one I wanted to say, Stone PK. And I wanted to say to everyone, na hii nitataka kuisema na Kiswahili. Kwanza nitasema na Sheng. Mazee, munyaski Sheng pole. Lakini pia ni Kiswahili. Niwaulizeni haki wa jameni wa Kenya wenzangu. Tuko na constitution hii Kenya. Na kama tuko na constitution, tunafanya nini? Mi kuna kitu moja yenye mi bado inanisumbua tu sana kabisa. Kwa wale wanasikia Sheng na wale wanasikia Kiswahili. Na wale watanielewa. Mazee, mko na kitu imeandikwa hivi. Hivi imeandikwa. This is what thou shall not. And that is what you need to live with. Hiyo ndio unafaa kuishi nayo. Lakini inakaa ase wadonga madosi wanajifanya mazee hawazi fuata constitution na bado mnawafuata. Mazee, kitu kama section 6 of the constitution yoga inanishtua sana. It bothers me a lot because hakuna mtu anaangalia anasema hii section 6 hakuna mtu saizi, both the president and the deputy hawafai. Na hii ni constitution tulijenga na imeandikwa. My friend, endo fanye matope kama hiyo tuone kama kuna tunaweza fanya kwa hiyo country. Is the constitution made for a couple of people or what? Why do you have criminals leading you and telling you things, what to do and what not to do? They are not supposed to be there in the first place. Wengine walikuwa ICC, hata wajamaliza makesi zao ICC. Wengine na convicted criminals, land ya Muteshi, the vice and the president and the vice. Wengine waliua. And you have a section 6. Ladies and gentlemen of Kenya, do you respect your constitution or do you not respect your constitution? Because if you do respect your constitution at this point, none of those people should even be anywhere close to the fields of power. Because they don't belong. Kwanza wako na initagwaje ile watu wanaambiangu wakutaka kuwa makanga, go get what is it? Certificate of good conduct. Do they have it and can they even get it? Ladies and gentlemen, do we just need to suspend the constitution? Why are we playing so much with our constitution? And that is what hurts me more than anything else, because the constitution that we live by is not meant for the few. The constitution says it. If you're convicted, you should not hold any civil power, office. Why do we have convicted felons in office? And do we respect our constitution? Stone PK ametoka, lakini I will leave it at that.
Nico.
Okay, sasa Stone PK. But yeah, that's the biggest part nilikuwa nataka kujua. Tunajua hii constitution na tunaifuata kweli. I'm sorry. I'm mad today, lakini ukitu ya constitution kama tunaweza iangalia. Na kama hatuna constitution tuachane nao. Tuende Somali way. Everybody for themselves and God for us all. Tuikae.
Thank you bro. Kenyan with love. Ukweli wa mambo ni eti hayo yote ndio tumesema, hata hatutaki kuchambua tena. Hiyo tumemaliza. We identified our problem. Our problem is tunamwizi in the name of the president. So all what we are enumerating can never work. Constitution will never work. No more. It's gone. Actually, it's suspended. Imewekwa mahali chini, hata si suspended, imewekwa chini ya kitanda huko Sugoi. So now we are running the country with a fake Bible. Okay? And ni ile tu hobodho. Mtaani tulikuwa tunasema Quran kitu hobodho. Unaamuka tu na those of you who wale walikuwa siku zaidi amin. Although I was very young, lakini nilikuwa nasoma na And I have watched his movies, zile movies zake, millions of times, because there's something I learned. I learned in terms of leadership, the other side of leadership, which people don't like to explore. Yani unaamka asubuhi uko blank na wewe ndio prezo, wewe ndio urezo, uko blank. I mean, at least alikuwa analala akizipiga akifanya nini, lakini hata uchali pia ni wa matembe na kila kitu, ni kujidua na jidu. Sasa anaamka asubuhi ile itakuja kwa mdihe fast ndiye anasema. That's the kind of clone we have for the president. So because we know the problem, hakuna haja ya kuanalyze vitu nyingi. Nilisema ni njia ni moja. We have the reason. It is either or. Either we timua this guy, if we feel it's not possible, then we leave it. So when Vicky was saying about, kind of making a decision, it's not quitting as such. It is because if our aim is not to get Ruto out of State House, sioni njia ingine ile unaweza hold wananchi ukiwaambia. Ukiwaambia nini? Your handshake. Nobody wants to hear it. Maybe Raila mwenyewe kama anataka. Na akienda hiyo handshake ataenda peke yake. Then his history, kila kitu yake, we will erase, sijui enigma, sijui nini. All what he has done for all these years will come to naught. And he will never be a role model to anybody. This you can take to the bank. Nobody will even ever want to be associated with Raila Amolo Odinga if he goes for that thing. In fact, he better quit and just stay without ati wameenda kuongea na kukaa na Ruto. Azimio, we don't want anything. We don't want to negotiate. What are we negotiating for? Let Akina Aratis and the rest of those people go and those kind of things. If they feel Ruto is their president, let them do it. But for those who are really, really, and who really stand for truth and justice, it's just to leave it. There's no other option. Yeah? Ni kungoa huyu mtu, and ni kumungoa kwa njia yoyote ile. Let nobody come telling us here, the constitution says this, the leaders. We don't have leaders. Wote ni manguruwe tu. Those are pigs. Those are pigs. And it has been proven. There is no one utaweza kuongea. Anakuwa ndango ndi hivi pesa. Ameenda. Those are not leaders. So in fact, I would speak like Oledama. Kuambia wa Kenya, mukasirike zaidi. You are being told, businesses zitaharibiwa. No, let's tell Kenyans that day, close your business. If kama wewe ni muoga, kaa kwako nyumbani. Don't come. Funga tu biashara yako, nobody will touch it. But we walk to that State House. On the point of some of those people who are living out there, some of us are so actively involved in many other ways. And some of us are not. Some of us tu ni kupayuka. But there are those who are very actively involved in very many different ways. And for a long time. For a long, long time. And that's why we don't want to give it even another month. We are in the month of February. There is no formula. Formula ni watu. Na baba akiita watu wanakuja. Ni nini ingine tunataka? Really. And I kept on asking. Hatutaki silaha because we don't want to kill people. So it is us, our legs, ourselves, self. Vile tulienda Jakaranda, vile tumeenda kila mahali. That is how we need to meet. Na kama kuna uoga fulani hiyo ninasema, sijui, there is no international community that will come to fix this country for us. Wakitaka ikisambaratike ndio wakuja wafanye biashara. Sijawahi kusikia ati wale wamekuja kufixia watu economy. Hakuna. There's nothing like that. Ati mnaharibu economy yenu ati ndio wanakuja kunini? Wanakuja biashara. Na ni makazi zimepatikana za watu wao. So Kenya ni sisi to fix it the way we want to fix it. Hao ndio walianza hii phrase accept and move on. He is constitutionally whatever. He has stolen constitutionally. So we will remove him constitutionally because the constitution gives us the power. So tutachukua hiyo constitution because ni yetu, it is for us. Tutaiweka mahali kwa shelf. Then we go back for it later after we decide who is tutakuwa tumeinstall pale, and we have a